Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय राधे जय श्री राधे जय श्री राधे प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव गौरवरी प्रेमानंदी जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवचकाचार्य स्तोत्र शतशी श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशी श्रीमद डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज शिला प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय। वृंदावन धाम मथुरा धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री नरसिंह चतुर्दशी ऑन टुडे दैट इज द फर्स्ट डे की जय। All devotees of Stouffville ISKCON Yatra ki jai. Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Shri Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Jnanatimirandasya तस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातान् सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादा सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much. It's a real honor and privilege for me to speak before such a wonderful audience. If I may ask so, how many people are initiated here? Hare Krishna. How many people are chanting 16 rounds and taken shelter? You already are initiated. I'm saying somebody has taken shelter. They're chanting 16 rounds. Anybody is there who's taken shelter? Hare Krishna. How many people are chanting 8 rounds, 4 rounds, 2 rounds? Hare Krishna. So all of you are very wonderful. The why I'm asking about this so that I can decide what I should speak to. So today we are going to discuss the glories of Narasimha, right? Hare Krishna. So you're all disciples of, he's from Radhanath Swami Maharaj's group. What about all of you?
I'm Gopal Krishna Goswami.
Gopal Krishna, you Prabhuji?
I'm not initiated.
What about you Prabhu?
From Mahavishnu Goswami.
Oh, Hare Krishna. And, okay, and Mataji? Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Hare Krishna. And surprisingly today I met Mataji, where is she? There. I know her from Muscat. She recognized me. I couldn't recognize her. Sorry, Mataji. Where is your Prabhuji? Oh, he's in the US. Okay. So I used to go to one place in Muscat called as Nizwa. How many people know Muscat here? Anybody? I used to go to Nizwa. I went to her house and she said that, and this was way back in 95, I think so. So how many years ago? 28 years ago. Hare Krishna. It's very nice of you, Mataji. I'm feeling I'm at home now. So whatever stress I had of speaking to a strange audience is already gone. So I'll be able to speak to you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. This welcome is not for me. Actually, it's all for the Parampara and for Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much, Mataji. You're not initiated still? You are whose disciple? Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Hare Krishna. There in Muscat, all Jayapataka Swami Maharaj disciples are there. And you have such a wonderful, vibrant congregation. And the best thing I like about is your speaker system, you know. Devotional life starts with what? Shravanam. And if you have a good sound system, this is what is the principle of Radha Gopinath temple. Our sound system is Bose. People may say, why you're having Bose and all. When you have such a wonderful sound system, what you speak, of course, this is what is most important, what is there in the lecture. But when it is heard nicely, and you can record it and hear it for posterity, that stimulates everybody to remain focused on Krishna consciousness. And this is what is the unique thing in Radha Gopinath temple. You all must have heard of Radha Gopinath temple, literally. I'm not trying to boast about that, but literally speaking, Radha Gopinath temple is the beacon of the whole of ISKCON today. It is not that it's a sectarian thing, it's a part of ISKCON, and it is so vibrant. And Radha Swami Maharaj's kirtans and lectures, and the devotees, we heard brahmachari classes of Radha Gopinath temple. All of them are one above the other. Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Govind Prabhu, Gaurang Prabhu, Gaur Gopal. You know Gaur Gopal Prabhu? All of you must be knowing Gaur Gopal Prabhu. He is a celebrity now. Only big celebrities come on, what is that person's show? Kapil Sharma's show, you know? I think it's a unique thing in ISKCON history and in Kapil Sharma's show that a devotee with saffron robes, and they respected him for that, they got him there. And really today, many people know about ISKCON because of Gaur Gopal Prabhu. Sometimes I used to feel, why is he talking so much of jokes and things like that? So Krishna made me realize that if you want to reach to the masses, you have to give what they want. And along with that, give some medicine along with that. Like when a pediatrician, I'm sorry, I'm deviating from the whole topic. When a pediatrician gives medicine, he gives the same medicine what is given to an adult. But what does he do? He mixes up with some banana syrup or some strawberry syrup, so sweet, and then he gives the medicine. You understand? So we should not say, oh, that is not medicine. It is medicine disguised as strawberry syrup, right? Similarly, Gaur Gopal Prabhu literally is giving, it's not Kaduva Satya, it's a real proper Satya, which is very sweet if people understand it. But Krishna consciousness becomes very difficult for people. It's very little unpalatable sometimes when you say no meat eating, that, there's so many things we tell. But when he's disguising itself in humor, exactly what people want, many people are aware. Even Muslims want to hear what Gaur Gopal Prabhu is saying. We want to call him for our programs. Can you believe that? That's a victory for, not Gaur Gopal Prabhu, it's a victory for Krishna consciousness in general and for Vaishnavism in general. So ISKCON is slowly progressing, and all of you are going to be a part of that. It is Chaitanya Charitamrita in the make. You all know what is Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? For all those people, not all of you. What is Chaitanya Charitamrita? Anybody knows here? Okay, anyway, let's not discuss that. What is Chaitanya Charitamrita? The Lord, as a pure devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with the devotees, which is what all of you are doing. Prabhu is leading the Kirtan. You are the Yatra leader, I presume here, right? Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol. All of you are leaders that way. Together we stand, divided we fall. One should not think I am the leader, others are servants. No, all of us are servants of each other. Hare Krishna. So without any further ado, let's start with the lecture. This is a very unique thing about ISKCON is we celebrate the appearance and disappearance of so many great Vaishnavas and the Lord, not necessarily on the day of their appearance or disappearance. We celebrate on, like for example, today we are celebrating Narasimha Chaturdashi, and actually Narasimha Chaturdashi was on Thursday. Right? So after 4 days they are celebrating. This proves Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. How, Prabhu?
It's one and the same. It's one and then equally different.
Yes, so every day when we celebrate the appearance of a particular person, on that day becomes very auspicious. We say, there's a very old saying in Hindi thing, पीने वालों को पीने का बहाना चाहिए. So ISKCON people को celebrate करने के लिए, to celebrate and glorify ISKCON, कोई बहाना चाहिए. And that bahana is one of the appearance or disappearance of wonderful Vaishnavas and deities. And there is one particular thing in Mumbai especially, Janmashtami for example, it's on a particular day. Let's take it as 19th of August, say. Now, You ask somebody on 19th August, they're celebrating Janmashtami, and you ask them, oh, very nice, you're celebrating on the day. Usually in ISKCON, it is, we celebrate after 1 month, 2 months and all. No, Prabhu, we are celebrating a 1 year. We are celebrating last year Janmashtami today. Are you understanding? That means so many Janmashtami celebrations are going on in Mumbai. Literally every gully and street, they are celebrating Janmashtami on different days. Why? So that all devotees can come at that particular day. So similarly, we are also celebrating after 4 days. And Narasimha Bhagavan is one who's as powerful as Lord Sri Krishna himself. How do we know that? Of course, all incarnations of the Lord are one and the same. But if you see, there's a special place of Narasimha Bhagavan in Vaishnava literature. If you see Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto is filled with Krishna's pastime. What about Ram's pastime? Which canto it is? 9th canto. And only few verses, few chapters. What about Varahadev? 3rd canto, very few verses. But Narasimha Dev, which canto? 7th canto. The entire 7th canto is about Narasimha Dev. That means how important it is for us to understand the glories of Narasimha Bhagavan. So next to, if you go to see on the altar, see Narasimha Dev is already there. Any devotee's house you go, Narasimha Dev is already there. Kurma Dev is there. Mohini Avatar is there. No. Varahadev is not there. That doesn't mean that they are not important, but Narasimha Dev carries a tremendous value in every devotee's life. And when we sing Kirtans, we sing the glories of the Lord, and then we say, Namaste Narasimhaya. Right? So Narasimha Dev carries a very, very important role in a Vaishnav's growth. Narasimha Dev especially guards our body, protects our body against all obstacles in our material life. And when our material life is proper, it helps us to advance in spiritual life. If we don't have a healthy body and a healthy mind, what can we do spiritual life all about? Right? We have to have a healthy body. Some people say, we are not this body, why should we take? You all are aware that we are not this body? All of you, I hope we are not this body. Why should we take care of this body? We are spirit soul. No, we have to take care of the body. It's like, I'm coming all the way from Mississauga over here. If my car is not proper, can I come here? I cannot. So it is not that we are taking care of the car more than ourselves. We are taking care of the car because that helps us to go from where we are to the place we are supposed to go. So now we are in this material world. That's why they say spiritual life is a journey. We are in this material world, and this body is a vehicle. Like I come from Mississauga to here. This body is a vehicle by which we are going to travel from this material world to the spiritual world. And to keep this car of this body in proper service, we give a lot of importance to Narasimha Dev and we pray to him. Namaste Narasimha. And Narasimha Bhagavan guards our body. He protects us. When you go on a journey, what do we say? Are you all following that? When you go on a journey, we always say Namaste Narasimha and we sing that. Why? It is not a routine or a ritual. What is a ritual? It's called a Niyamagraha. What is the meaning of Niyamagraha? Following rules and regulations just for the sake of following rules and regulations. Oh, we are going on a journey, we should sing Namaste Narasimha without even like Tota, I'll tell you the joke later on. So we have to perform this with this understanding. We are worshipping Lord Narasimha Dev. He will take care of our body and our mind and protect our devotion, by which we are able to go from this material world to the spiritual world. So let us all, are you all eager to hear about Narasimha Leela?
Yes.
Hare Krishna. So before we come to Narasimha Leela, I want to tell you why we should discuss the Leela of the Lord. Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma ch me divyam, Prabhu, evam yo vetti tatvatah, taktva deham punarjanma naitima meti so Arjuna. What's the meaning of this? Janma karma cha me divyam. Krishna is telling to Arjuna that my appearance in this world and my activities in this world are transcendental, are divine. Evam yo vetti. Vetti means know. Tatvata means in truth. If one knows my appearance and my activities in this material world as transcendental, as divine, and they know it in truth, then what happens? Tyaktva. Tyaktva means when you give up. Tyaktva what? Deham. When you give up the body. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti. You will not get birth again. Then what will happen? You will come back to me. Mameti so Arjuna. You come back to me. So we are all doing devotional life for what? To go back to the spiritual world? Yeah, that should be one of the things, but that's not the main thing. That's like you're troubled in this material world, so I want to get out of this material world and go there. Yes, one of the things is liberation is what? When you become pure devotee to the Lord, automatically, when we give up this body, we'll go back to the spiritual world. So, when you should know this Tattvataha. And Sutta Goswami is told in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, the second chapter, very wonderful verse. You all should know this very, very carefully. And then we'll go to Narsingh Leela. Why I'm saying is so that when you all are understanding why Leela makes an important effect in our devotion, then you'll understand why we should do that. So there's a verse, I think it's in the first canto, second chapter, 17th verse, I think. Shrinvatam Sokata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridayantasto hi abhadrani Viddunoti Sukhrit Satam. What's the meaning of this? Yes, Prabhu, can you tell me?
Srunvatam Swakata Krishna. So if one hears Srunvatam Swakata Krishna, my pastimes, Punya Shravana Kirtana. So he will attain the pieties and Shravana Kirtana. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Hridayantastu abhadrani. So all the inauspiciousness will go away and Hridayantastu abhadrani.
Viddunoti Satam. So I will explain this verse, we will explain a little bit in detail. Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna, when you give submissive oral reception. Shrinvatam does not mean just here. Submissive oral reception. What's the meaning of submissive oral reception? Whatever comes, you accept with grace, with gratefulness. And when it goes from here, it should not come out from here. When you hear it, goes here, goes inside a heart. Okay? Shrinvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. These messages of the Lord are themselves so virtuous, so pure. When you give submissive oral reception to that, and it enters the heart, what happens? Those messages in themselves. Hridayantastu hi abhadrani. Hridayanta means what? In the darkest recess of our Hriday. Hriday means the heart. Hridayantastu hi abhadrani. What is the meaning of the word abhadra?
Inauspicious.
Yes. Bhadra means auspicious. Subhadra means extremely auspicious. Abhadra means absolutely inauspicious. Hridayantasto hi abhadrani. All of us in our heart, we think only blood is there. But actually it's filled with what? Abhadras. Abhadras means inauspiciousness. So when we give submissive oral reception without challenging, okay, if we don't understand, we can submissively ask questions to people who are telling about this. And the way to ask that is also, we'll describe that later in detail. So when you give submissive oral reception with the intention to purify ourselves, the children are getting bored, so they have to go to the school. You all have that?
There is Sunday school.
Hare Krishna. So when one gives submissive oral reception to the pastimes of the Lord, with submissive oral reception, realizing that these messages of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. How is the messages of the Lord, anybody else, not all devotees, how is the messages of the Lord and the Lord same or non-different? Yes, Mataji, can you tell me? Anybody? Yes, Prabhu?
The Lord is absolute.
Okay.
That's why His messages and His name and His pastime is not different. Second, His name and His pastimes is so powerful that by simply hearing it, it will clean away all our inauspiciousness from the heart.
Yes, so the pastimes of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. The name of the Lord and the Lord are non-different. The example you can see when the Vanaras were building the Setu, the bridge, what they used to do? huge boulders, which defies the laws of gravity. Normally it has to sink down, but just writing Ram's name, it used to float. Right? So anything in relation to the Lord is as powerful as the Lord. In fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told in Sikshastakam verse. You all know anything about Sikshastakam verse? Hare Krishna. So there's a verse which says, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatra Pita Niyamita Smarane Nakalaha Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrisha Mihajami Na Anuragaha. Krishna is telling in the mood of Radharani as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is Krishna himself. But he's come in the mood of Srimati Radharani and he is saying, Nam Nam Akari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti. I have invested all my potencies in the holy name. And I've got millions of holy names. The Lord has got millions of holy names. And they are so powerful, but I am so unfortunate. I don't have no anuraga. I don't have any attachment to any of these names. So what I was trying to tell you is anything in relation to the Lord is same as the Lord. So the pastimes of the Lord is the relation to the Lord. That means the pastimes are as powerful as Krishna himself. So when you give submissive oral reception, means what? When you associate with the pastimes of the Lord, when you associate with the holy names of the Lord, what happens? Like when a iron filing comes in contact with magnet, what happens to the iron filing? It gets attracted. And on prolonged association with the magnet, what happens to the iron filing? It takes on the properties of the magnet and start becoming magnetized and it attracts. Similarly, when we give submissive oral reception to the messages of the Lord, what happens? Like magnetized, we become Krishnaized. Are you following? So when we become Krishnaized, what happens by that? When Krishna sees that you're really interested in hearing and wanting to purify yourself, those messages themselves, what do? Hridayantastohi abhadrani, the abhadras. What are the abhadras in our heart? Can somebody tell me what are the abhadras in our heart?
Pride, envy, lust, illusion.
Perfect. Lust, envy, anger, greed, pride, illusion. Kama, krodha, moha, mada, matsarya. All these are there in our heart. So, hridayantastohi abhadrani. It is filled with abhadras. And we are very proud of the abhadras. Though we call them as anarthas, abhadras, but we call it as bhadras. Because the very nature of working in this world is without this we cannot work in this material world. And we are giving a lot of importance to these things. But they are called as anarthas. Anartha means what? Meaningless. Artha means meaning. Anartha means just meaningless. But we are giving too much of importance to this. We consider anarthas as arthas, and that's why we don't want to cleanse up. But when you realize, I have these, but I'm thinking it is valuable, and then you give submissive oral reception to the messages of the Lord, then what happens? It cleanses the heart of such abhadras. This is not what I am saying. This is what Sutta Goswami is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Srimad Bhagavatam is not different than Krishna. And when you give the submissive oral reception, and when the abhadras are being cleansed, Krishna, when he sees that you're really sincere, what does Krishna do? Vidunoti suhrit satam. Suhrit means what? Krishna is the well-wisher. Of whom? Of satam. Of who? Satam means devotees. When Krishna sees that you're really serious about advancing in devoted service and you're really interested in giving submissive oral reception to the pastimes of the Lord, wanting to become purified, then Krishna allows that to purify the heart. But what does he do? Where does Krishna stay in our heart? You know, Krishna stays in all of our hearts. Where does he stay? In our heart as Paramatma. So imagine Krishna is such a wonderful person, along with the abhadras, he is also staying. But he doesn't get affected by the abhadras. So when Krishna says you are interested in trying to cleanse the heart of abhadras, being inside, knowing fully well your thoughts and why you are doing all these things, when he sees that you're sincerely interested in removing these abhadras, then Krishna himself from within, he also cleanses the heart. Can you believe? Vidunoti. Vidunoti means Dulai karne ka. Vidunoti suhrit satam. Krishna cleanses the heart. The messages themselves cleanse the heart when you give submissive oral reception, and Krishna himself, when he sees that all of you are serious in wanting to remove the abhadra, then he himself from within, he cleanses. Radha Gopinath Prabhu gives a very wonderful explanation for that. He is saying Vidunoti means, It is a double-edged rin bar. You know, in India we have a rin bar, what is that called as? Double detergent bar. So literally, hearing pastime of the Lord is a double detergent bar. The messages themselves cleanse, and when Krishna sees you are cleansing with the messages, he himself cleanses. So such a wonderful thing. Krishna is a servant. Literally speaking, Krishna serves all of us. Many times one person asks me, Prabhuji, you are saying you have to serve, you are das, anudas. Your Krishna just wants to enjoy with the gopis. He's doing something, but he's telling us to serve. Right? All of you must have thought like that. Krishna is aham, you should submit to me, offer everything to me. He's such a megalomaniac, egoistic person. He's telling all these things, but he wants us to be servant. But actually they don't realize Krishna is our servant, literally. Even those who are not surrendering to Krishna, he's giving them the food. Where is the food coming from? From Krishna. The air that we breathe, where is it coming from? From Krishna. The water that we drink, where is it coming from? The body, the place where we are sitting today is all from Krishna. He's serving us. And when he sees that you're really understanding and you're giving submissive oral reception to the messages, then Krishna literally takes a kapda, not kapda, I'm just saying he takes and he wipes our heart of all abhadras. So is he not serving us? So when he is serving, does he not have the right to say, become a servant? Servant sounds like a very petty thing, it's a very low position. But in the spiritual world, service, kainkaryam. In Sanskrit it's called kainkaryam, in Tamil it's called like kainkaryam. Kinkara, the person who is doing kainkaryam is called as a kinkara. That is a very, very high position. Krishna likes to be called as a kinkar. Of who? Of pure Vaishnavas. And also of everybody else. Whatever we are getting, even though we are not devotees, whatever we are getting is all by his mercy. So he's serving all of us. Right? So when we understand how wonderful Krishna is, and with this attitude, why I told you this sloka, so that when you hear with attention the pastimes of the Lord, when we glorify the Lord and you hear that glorification, what happens? The lust, envy, anger, greed, pride, illusion gradually gets cleansed. So with this attitude, let us hear Narasimha Katha. We just started, the lecture is just starting. Are you all interested to hear further, or you are getting bored? You may think that, what is he talking about? Narasimha Katha, or this is what Katha it is? But then, unless we create the mood, I sang Kirtan. Why Jai Radha Madhav? Prabhupada, why did they say we should sing Jai Radha Madhav? It's not a ritual. What is the reason we sing Jai Radha Madhav?
Glorify him first.
And then?
So that you can listen with more interest and submissively.
We have to create the mood. When an alcoholic, sorry, I should not use such things. If he wants to create the mood, what does he do? He puts some light music. He makes the whole area dark little bit with mild lights coming here and there, right? And they keep chana, dal, all those things ready. He creates the mood, right? That creates the mood. Similarly, I'm sorry I'm using these examples, but we should understand why we sing Jai Radha Madhav. We're creating the mood by which whatever anybody says, it goes zoop inside. Right? And then we said about, if you see the Kirtan, what I said, Jai Radha, Madan Mohan, Govindji and Gopinathji. Why did I say these three things? Thank you, Prabhu. Haribol. So when we say Jai Radha Madan Mohanji, what do we mean by that? Okay, we are glorifying Madan Mohanji. What else? Anybody can tell me? Huh? Yeah, that's true. All those are perfect. But there's a reason why we say Radha Madan Mohanji. Radha Madan Mohanji is considered as the Sambandha Murti. I think it's too much for you all. Forget it now. So, anyway, let's not discuss that. So, it's not a ritual. When we say something, we mean why we are doing it. It has got, and when you understand it, it goes inside more deeper. So, what I'm creating is trying to create a mood. That's why I talked about Srinvatam Sakata, gradually elevating ourselves by Kirtans, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, glorifying Radha Madan Mohanji, glorifying Radha Govindji, glorifying Radha Gopinathji, then calling about Srinvatam Sakata Krishna. So what happens is, when you all are aware that the pastimes of the Lord are non-different than the Lord, So let us soak in the pastime of the Lord. And when we soak, like gulab jamun when you make, we fry it in ghee. And then what do? We soak it in sugar syrup. And the more nicely it is soaked, it's so luscious to eat, right? Similarly, the pastime of the Lord, when it is soaked nicely, then it becomes very wonderful to relish and hear. And the more we hear, Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Param Vijete Sri Krishna Sankirtanam and his messages. There's a next verse after this. That also I should tell you this. We always say this every day during Srimad Bhagavatam. What is that prayer, Prabhu? About Bhagavatam. Nashta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. What is the meaning, Prabhu? Could you tell me? I'm sorry, I'm going away from Narsingh Dev prayer.
Nasta prayesu abhadreshu. Nasta means destroyed.
Destroyed.
Prayesu abhadreshu. Abhadreshu means again is.
What is prayeshu?
Whatever is left, approximately.
Okay.
Abhadreshu is inauspicious.
Abhadras, yes.
Nityam bhagavata. Nityam means every single day,
Every single moment.
constantly. Nityam Bhagavata.
Bhagavata Sevaya.
So either you hear, or you read, or you listen.
Or you serve a devotee who is practicing Bhagavatam. And when you do this sincerely, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, then what happens?
Bhagavati Uttama Sloka.
What is the meaning?
Bhagavati Uttama Sloka is the topmost of the devotional slokas. Uttama Sloka. Bhagavati Uttama Sloka. Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. You will be endowed with the bhakti, ahituki bhakti.
So, what he's saying is wonderful, but the proper understanding is like this. Bhagavati Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. Prayeshu means almost. After we give submissive oral reception, abhadras are being wiped out. But when you hear it every day, Nityam Bhagavata Seva, what happens? Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu. Practically all the abhadras are practically, not completely. Then what happens when the abhadras are removed? Bhagavati Uttama Shloki, the Lord who is praised by transcendental Uttama Shloka. The Lord is also called as Uttama Shloka, and descriptions about him are also called as Uttama Shloka. So Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti. Bhakti unto the Lord who is praised by transcendental words, by Uttama Shloka, that devotion unto the Lord, that Bhakti, Bhavati Naistaki. What does it mean? That Bhakti Bhavati means it becomes. Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Naistiki comes from the word Nishtha. Nishtha means what? Firm faith. So, that devotion unto the Lord, when you give submissive oral reception to the messages of the Lord, which are so virtuous, and Krishna also cleanses, when you do that, abhadras in the form of lust, envy, anger, greed, pride, delusion is removed, and one is situated on the Naistiki Bhakti, on Nishtha platform. You all know about Nishtha platform, right? The 5th stage of advancement in divorce service. Adav Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Tata Bhajana Kriya, Tata Anartha Nivrittisha, Tata Nishtha. This 5th stage is the stage where when you reach that stage, to fall down is very, very rare. We are falling down so much because we have not come to that level. So when you come to the stage of Nishtha, that bhakti unto the Lord becomes Nishtha when we give submissive oral reception to the message of the Lord every day, every moment, with the intention of what? Not to enjoy, with the intention of purifying ourselves. Not with the intention what, when you get all this, I will now tell this knowledge to everyone and they will realize what a great Vaishnava I am. That should not be the reason why we recite these pastimes or here. Anyway, so let's go further. So the pastimes of the Lord are so wonderful, extremely wonderful, extremely powerful. And you give submissive oral reception to these messages, our lives will become glorious. Okay, so today let's now start Narsingh Katha. You have anything to say? She's saying start. But I've created the mood, right? The alcohol of Krishna consciousness is going to intoxicate us. Unless we have the mood. Suppose in the bright daylight you are sitting, nobody will feel very stimulated to have anything, right? So I'm creating the mood. For anything we have to create when you're wooing a girl, you have to create the mood. Same way we are wooing the Supreme Personality of God at Krishna to come and get attracted to us, or we get attracted. So that's why I created the mood. Forgive me, I'm taking a little deviated here and there, but this is very important. Okay, so it all starts with two wonderful devotees in Vaikuntha. They were Jay and Vijay. If you go to any Vaishnav temple, in the front, we'll see two people with big teeth and they stand guard like that. They are Jai Vijay. They are eternal guards of the spiritual world. What are they guarding? Why to the Lord? The Lord is scared, like how we keep guards. Why do we keep guards? Why do we keep guards in front of our house? In Canada, we cannot afford, but in India, everybody has got guards. You know why?
Security from thieves.
From thieves, right? So why should the Lord is having some property inside, doesn't want to give? He's keeping guards, huh? What is the reason? Yes, Prabhu?
Not sure, Prabhu.
Anybody? Just take a... Huh?
Lord doesn't need, but they are in the mood of serving.
They want to serve him.
Serve in what way? As security guard? Security is for security inside, to guard against that which is inside. So there's nothing superfluous in the spiritual world. Huh? A security guard is there, that means there is something very, very important. So what are they guarding? See, my lectures are said that will stimulate you to... Huh? Yes, please, go ahead. I want all of you to have wonderful interaction.
Maybe not every Tom, Dick and Harry can go inside.
Perfect. That is a very wonderful understanding. Only those who are pure can enter Vaikuntha. And that's what Jay Vijay did. What did they do? There were 4 small children. They were looking like children. They are called as Chatur Kumars. Sanat Kumar, Sanak Kumar, Sanandana Kumar and Sanaka Kumar. These are 4. They are the oldest people in the entire creation. They were the first sons of Brahma, the Manasik Putra. And they were remaining always as... How they were remaining as small 5-year-old children? They had that siddhi. They felt if we become adult, we'll get married. And you know what marriage is all about today. All jokes are about marriage only, literally. So they said, we don't want such a thing. We want to remain as young children so that we don't get affected by the material life. And then they want, and they were very, not proud. They are also Shaktiavesh avatars, by the way. But they were very proud of their austerity. They are proud of their power of remaining celibate, brahmacharis. In fact, they told their father Brahma. Brahma wanted to create population in this world. Anyway, I can go so many ways. Let's not talk about that. So, Brahma wanted to create population, but his children said, sorry, we don't want to get married. And Brahma became very angry. Then what happened? So, let's not go into that direction. Rudra in the form of Shiva comes out in the form of Rudra from his space between his eyebrows. And that is the only time when they say you can say no to your father. When your father says, please get married, beta, today all those things are not there. Canada, it's all completely different. The son advised the father what to do here. That's the time when we can say no to the father. You want to get... No, I don't want to get married. I want to remain a brahmachari. Today, I'm telling you, Radha Gopinath temple is filled with such people who said no to their father, and all the parents are so angry. But today, all the parents have become wonderful devotees. Okay, so these 4 Kumaras, the great personality, they came into Vaikuntha. How they came into Vaikuntha, let's not discuss. That's again another subject matter by itself. And Jay Vijay, who were the security guards of Vishnu. They were guarding the property of pure devotion. Of course, the Lord wants to give pure devotion to everyone. But He says, unless you're qualified. Krishna is saying in the Bhagavad Gita, right? Sarva dharmam parityagya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayasya masuchega. What is He saying? Abandon all varieties of religion. All sides of varnashrama, that, this, everything, give up. And do what? Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Surrender to me. Then, when you surrender to me, aham tvam, I, you. Sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami. From all the sinful reactions which accrue to you as a result of breaking all the rules of religion, I will protect you. And it says what? Ma suchaha. What is the meaning of ma suchaha?
Don't worry.
Do not fear. So what you have to do? First you have to surrender to Him. So He says, those who are not surrendered, Jai Vijay, do not allow them to enter into Vaikuntha. Now I'll ask you some questions from here. My way of telling is to make you all stimulated. The Lord wants all of us to come back to the spiritual world or not?
Yes. He's eager.
He's very eager, right?
Every time eager.
So Jay Vijay also should have the same mood, because servant will have the same mood as the Lord. Then why did they stop Kumaras to come inside?
Inspired by Krishna actually. Vishnu.
Oh, that is
The
a
pastimes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Did you understand what he said? Are you all, everybody is okay with whatever I've said? Is it making sense, or I'm talking too much? I shall not continue further. I'll continue a little on a little lower level. It was inspired by the Lord. The Lord wanted to have a particular Leela. What is the meaning of Leela? Our activities are Leela or Karma? What is the meaning of Karma and what is Leela? All of you must have heard, right? Anybody from all of you please can answer. What is the meaning of Leela? What is the meaning of Karma? Yes, Prabhu? You seem to know many things. Yes.
There's no karmic reactions, no attachments.
Okay. Any other?
Leela is like a drama to show what you are doing, and then you can teach lessons.
So when we are acting, Shah Rukh Khan and all is doing Leela?
Leela is to set the examples and sweet mellows to be enacted as an
So
example.
Lord is getting pleasure from that?
Well, he wants to share mellows and reciprocate, but karma is fruitive activities, only for the benefit of.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, my understanding very simple. Leela is spiritual, karma is the Maya, material.
Yes, that is true. So Leela, understand, karma means when we do for our own body and for our senses. So it is selfish. No, we can talk on this subject matter for 3 hours. So let's not go into that. But Leela, the Lord is called as Atmaram. You know what's the meaning of Atmaram? He is self-satisfied. So why should he perform Leelas? As you said, Leela is spiritual. There's an intention why we perform the Leela, right? Why we do any activity? Why you all have come to hear lecture today?
Like Prabhuji said, right? The Leela basically gives the direction to the material existence to lead to the spiritual. It's an example.
So does Krishna get any pleasure by doing that? Does he do it for a pleasure?
Yeah.
Yes. It's Krishna's pleasure.
He gets pleasure is different, but he doesn't do it with the intention to get pleasure. That's why he's called as Atmaram. Atmaram is self-satisfied. He doesn't need to do anything. He's so satisfied in himself. See, we try to find pleasure outside because we're not able to see pleasure inside. Right? We say, andar khoj karo. Pleasure is all inside. And the Lord is telling us that means what? He must be having a lot of pleasure inside. So he's called as Atmaram. So why should he perform any activity? Okay, he's getting pleasure, but why is he performing activity? That's why he says, Janma karma cha me divyam. He also calls his activity a karma. Janma karma cha me divyam, right? He says that in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 13th verse. Janma karma cha me divyam. We started the lecture like that. He also calls it a karma. But what is this? It is Leela. Why? Because he doesn't want to get any pleasure out of that. If he gets it, it's a byproduct. But his main intention is what? Is to create such wonderful pastimes by which people will get benefited, get attracted, and when they hear it, one of the persons who was like that is Rukmini. You know Rukmini, right? Who's Rukmini? Krishna's wife. Did she see Krishna ever?
No.
That she fell in love with Krishna? How did she fall in love with Krishna?
Because of his Leelas.
Because of hearing his pastimes. Anything? Acha, what is the time which we have, Prabhu? 6:50 I have to stop, huh?
Actually 6:15, but now we are late.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said we have 3 hours or something.
No, that is the total.
That's why I took such a long way.
Our
I'm so fallen, Prabhu, please.
Abhishek.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so we not even started the Leela. Hare Krishna. So, where was I? I'm sorry.
Rukmani.
Yes, so Rukmini just got attracted to the Lord just by hearing the Leelas. Same way, Krishna performs such pastimes. For what reason? To attract all the fallen souls who are in this material world. You are all thinking you are happy actually. We all are thinking we are happy. Are we happy in this world? No. Tell truthfully. Krishna knows our heart. Huh? You're happy? Sure. Be careful, huh? If you say like that, Krishna will take you all that. Be careful. See, ultimately it is ashashvatam dukhalayam. Nothing in this world is permanent. Everything is temporary. Anyway, let's, I think now we've got how much time now? 15 minutes I have to finish. Let's see how we can finish this pastime. Hare Krishna. Not finish, sorry. We cannot finish. These are eternal pastimes of the Lord. So the Lord creates these leelas for all of us to get attracted. So he wanted to create a wonderful leela. And whenever he has this desire, he doesn't even have to tell it to his servants or his dependents or his followers. Jai Vijay understood from within the heart of the Lord that we have to perform a particular pastime. And when they realized it, there's a wonderful energy of the Lord called as Yogamaya potency. This Yogamaya potency arranges in such a way, she makes Krishna also forget that he is Krishna. She makes devotees forget they are devotees. And such wonderful pastimes can happen only when such things happen. Krishna has to forget that he is Krishna. And the devotees have to forget that they are servants of Krishna. Are you understanding? So the Yogamaya potency of the Lord arranges these pastimes. And by this power, a devotee is supposed to help everybody to come into Vaikuntha. Here they started obstructing the four Kumaras. So the four Kumaras get angry. Why they got angry, we'll not discuss. They got angry and they cursed. You are supposed to allow anybody to come into Vaikuntha. You are misusing your position. We curse you that we born down into this material world as ordinary people. And they were very, very scared. Now, I don't want to go to the details, so we are 10 minutes now. So Vishnu comes out and he says, don't worry. In the end, he comes and tells, don't worry, you have not cursed. They have not done anything. It is by my desire. All these things have happened. I'm cutting short. Huh? Each of these could have discussed for a long time. Because of me, you became angry. Because of me, they stopped it. So it's a wonderful thing which is required for a Leela to take place, to attract all the fallen souls. So this Jai Vijay were given the choice of becoming wonderful devotees for 7 births. Okay, they were told you can become in the material world as wonderful devotees for 7 lifetimes, or 3 births where you will be an arduous enemy of the Lord. So what did they choose?
3.
You all know the answer. If you were given the choice, what would you do?
Of course, 3 birds.
Wait, please be very careful. What would you choose, Prabhu? Be truthful from inside. Okay, you know the story, but in your heart, if the choice had been given to you, what would you do? 7 births as great devotees, or 3 births as horrible asuras?
7 birds.
See, now see, everybody is coming back. So are these Jai Vijay great devotees, or they are horrible people?
I think they are great devotees because they want the part of the Lord Leelas.
That is one. Second thing is, they don't mind their names to be tarnished for eternity. Today, anybody speaks good about Ravan and Hiranyakashipu? They said, we don't mind our name to be tarnished for eternity. But if we can satisfy Krishna's desire, we don't mind anything. Like Bhishma also. Everybody talks bad about Bhishma. Why did he fight on the side of Duryodhana against Krishna, shooting arrows? But then Krishna himself realized how wonderful devotee he is. So anyways, to cut the story short, they took births in this material world 3 times. As what? Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Sishupal and Dantavakra. So we are now going to talk about Hiranyakashipu. Before that, Hiranyaksha had already been killed by Varahadev. Varaha is another incarnation of the Lord. And Hiranyakashipu becomes so angry. How dare this Vishnu kill my brother? I have to somehow do so much austerity that I get so much of strength that I'll kill him. And he went to a big mountain and he performed tremendous austerities. For how many years? How many years you think he must have done? Thousands of years. And you know how he was meditating? He was standing on one toe, on one leg, with his hands raised. Can you all do it for 5 minutes like this? Just sitting and doing, we cannot do it. He was standing like that for thousands of years, on one toe, huh, Prabhu? No, this is not some exaggeration. These are all given in Srimad Bhagavatam. And he was doing like this tremendous austerities. And he stopped eating, sleeping, defending, and all sorts of things. Ants were created over him to such an extent that he stopped even breathing. When he stopped breathing, all the devatas could not survive. They went to Brahma and they said, Brahma, please satisfy his desires. Brahma comes down and I'm trying to go very fast. So Hiranyakashipu is asking Brahma, Brahma, I want to become immortal. Why did he ask that? Because he thought if I'm immortal, I can challenge the Lord and kill him. No problem. I'll have tremendous strength. So Brahma told him, I can give you only what I have. I'm mortal myself. It said, Ah Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. Everyone right from the topmost post of Brahma to the lowest ant, all are going to be born again and again. So if I'm going to be mortal, how can I give you a boon of immortality? So then here all our LIC and Canada insurance things come from Hiranyakashipu's demands. You know, what did he say? He wanted to create an insurance policy. What is that insurance policy? He said, I will try to trick Brahma. What did he say? He said, I should not be killed by any man or any animal in the 8,400,000 species of life. So he thought, I got a wonderful life insurance. One, I should not be killed by any weapon. I should not be killed in the day or the night. I should not be killed outside or inside. I should not be killed above or below. So he thought all riders, you know what are riders? Riders are addition to the main insurance policy. So he thought he's got a foolproof insurance policy. And Brahma, you think he got fooled? Huh? Many people think Brahma got fooled. No, Brahma said, okay, if that is there, let it be. I will also assist in the Leela of the Lord. And he gave that boon. And when he got the boon, Hiranyakashipu becomes so... He was already very powerful. Imagine a person standing for thousands of years on one toe without eating, sleeping. We all are working hard for what? For eating, sleeping only, literally. He gave up all that. So he becomes so powerful. His body had become so powerful. And with this boon, he becomes all the more, obstinate. And he started harassing all those people who were devotees of Vishnu. Because he thought Vishnu gets his power from all the people who are offering ahuti into the fire in the yajna. So he stopped all that. He said, God is not Vishnu, I am God. All of you should not say Om Namo Narayanaya. You should say what? Om Namo Hiranyaya Namaha. And he went on saying to everybody. Now before this, I want to tell you something. When he had gone to perform austerities, on the first time when he went and sat in the forest, there was a parrot which was going on saying, Narayana, Narayana. He said, I'm trying to forget Narayana. This parrot is reminding me of Narayana. Goes to some other place, that parrot follows and he goes on saying Narayana, Narayana. He goes on going to so many places and again hears the word Narayana. He said, today is not the day for me to perform austerities. He comes back and his wife Kayadu is telling him, Kayadu is the wife of Hiranyakashipu. She tells him, why, Prabhu, how come you came so fast? You finished the austerities? He's saying, no, the reason why I went to perform austerities, this parrot was preventing them from doing that. What happened? Could you tell me? He said, that parrot was telling, what he was saying? Narayana, Narayana. So Kayadu was a very nice devotee. She thought, my husband will never say Narayana. Let us make him chant Narayana. So what did the parrot say? Tell again. Once again, tell me, what did he say? And he said, Narayana. What are you asking me? What did he? Then the wife said, what is he? Narayana, Narayana. So what they were doing? Chanting and doing what? This was called a Garbhadhan Sanskar. You know what is Garbhadhan Sanskar? Devotees, we have a Sanskar called a Garbhadhan Sanskar. When you have this Sanskar and the child which is born in your womb becomes a wonderful devotee. And the proof of it was Prahlad. So that time, Prahlad was conceived in the womb. And anyway, how do we know that? Because when he went second time again to the forest for austerities, the Devatas came and said, now is the time. Hiranyakashipu has gone. We are very scared of Hiranyakashipu. Now that he's gone, we'll go and kill the child in the womb. They came to do abortion, literally, The abortion nowadays is not something new. Those days also abortion was there. They thought they will come and kill Prahlad. At that time when they came, Narad Muni comes and tells, don't think this is an ordinary child. This is a very great devotee. Please allow. And they had so much trust on Narad Muni and they left and went. And Prahlad became a wonderful devotee. How? In the womb of his mother, Narad Muni was telling Bhagavatam to Kayadu And from the womb of his mother, Prahlad was hearing the pastimes of the Lord. Imagine a child hearing. That's why all of you, who's pregnant over here? Anybody? During pregnancy, if you all hear, you all believe this or no? Or you think it's all superstition? 100% true. To the extent you have faith, to that extent it becomes true. You all have faith in prasad? What is prasad? What's the meaning of the word prasad? Prasad, yeah, that is true. Prasad means mercy. Prasadam means mercy. You all have faith in the mercy of the Lord. What does the mercy of the Lord do? It removes the abhadra. That, so you understand. If you have faith, to that extent you have faith, and when you honor this prasad, it will make you a wonderful devotee immediately. To the extent you have doubts on that, to that extent it may not change your heart. So the thought behind the deed is more important than the deed itself. Anyway, let's go further. So the Devatas had tremendous faith on Narad Muni, and they allowed Kayadu to go there, and he heard and he became wonderful devotee. So all mothers who are going to be mothers later on, start reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam when you are pregnant. You all want wonderful children? These children will be the cause of liberation for all of the mothers and fathers, I can tell you. It is because of Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu got liberation. Do you know this? We will tell that story. I want to tell all that, but we had to cut short so many things. So then what happened was he comes and he does all these things. And then Prahlad was a 5-year-old boy. He went to the school of Shanda and Amarka, who are the sons of, what is his name? Shukracharya. And they were teaching him all materialistic science. Somebody, you have to identify somebody as an enemy, somebody is a friend, and things like that. And there he changed the entire school by preaching like this. You know, when you talk very nicely, to the extent you are pure, to that extent the words what you say rings true, rings conviction, firm conviction to the others. Are you following? Like when you have a bullet and I throw it on you, will it enter your heart? If I take a bullet and I throw it on you, will it enter your heart? Does it mean that the bullet doesn't have any power? Why it is not entering your heart? Did you understand the example what I'm saying? Why is the bullet not able to penetrate when I throw like this? Because there's no force with which this is going on. So when you take a gun, the same bullet you put it and you shoot, what happens? Huh?
There's a lot of force.
Yes, it has got, yeah, what is it? I didn't understand.
Lot of force.
Lot of force. Yeah, there's a Canadian way of saying it. So it revolves, and it's such a force that this bullet enters the heart. So pure devotee like Prahlad, when he talked, simple, fine, childish, like how he talked, it was literally sounding like gibberish, but it created revolutions in the impious hearts of these Asuric children. And they all became wonderful Vaishnavas. And Hiranyakashipu was very, very scared. He said, what is this happening? And he called Shanda and Amarka, get Prahlad. Prahlad comes to his lap. I'm cutting short fast, I'm going, because we have to complete the Leela of the Lord. He sits on him and he says, 5 minutes, Mataji. So he says, what did you learn in school today, beta? So we say, no, fathers always say, kya sikhaya aaj? My daughter-in-law asked my grandson this only, kya sikhaya aaj? So same way here, Prahlad said, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the Supreme Person, and he goes on describing and he says, what have you taught Shanda and Amarka? This is what I sent him to your school? And anyway, so to cut the story short, once again he calls him and he sits and he says, what have you learned? Again the same thing he said, now this person is a thorn. For what? Because he had an inflated ego like a balloon, huge balloon, and it was a pinprick at large. What is a pinprick at large? It was Prahlad Maharaj. So he thought this person is going to deflate everything of mine, so I have to put him to death. And he did all sorts of things. He put him under an elephant, he put him in the pit of a pit of snakes, he gave him poison, he threw him from a cliff, he put him in fire, everything he did. But he could not kill him at all. And he says, he became a little scared. He said, what is this? Everybody is scared of me, and this fellow who's a small child who doesn't even know how to talk, he's having so much power. He's saying, what is protecting you? Tell me, Prahlad. What is that force which is making you defy me? Who is the Supreme Person in this world? He was very humble. He said, the same force with which you deny the existence of the Lord, that same force is helping me to not being killed by you. He said, where is this force? Tell me. In fact, Prahlad was thinking in his heart, why you're asking where is he? Ask me where he is not. Is there any place that he is not? Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastam. Krishna is there in each and every atom and in between each and every atom. So he says, is he there in this pillar? Is there in this pillar? I'm asking, is he there in this pillar?
Yes.
This pillar?
Yes.
Sure? Is he there in this pillar? Is he there in this glass?
Yes.
Is he there in this phone?
I don't think so.
Huh? No? That is wrong. Huh? He's there in the phone. We are not seeing him, we are seeing something else. What you want to see, that choice is there. What you want to see. He's there here also. If you want to see, Krishna will come out alive in this, I'm telling you. This is not wrong. Money is not wrong. What you do with the money is wrong. Phone is not wrong. What you do with the phone is what is wrong. Anyway, so, see, like this when I talk, now it makes you stimulated, right? We have to give a little bit leeway here and there. So then what happened is, he asked, is he there in this pillar? And Prahlad, in Tamil we say, where is he? He said, anybody is the Tamilian here? How many people? Toonulim irupar, turumbulim irupar. You know what is the meaning of turumbu? Turu means a straw on the street. Toon means the pillar. He is there even in the straw and in the pillar. Oh, really? He is in the pillar? I will break this pillar and kill Vishnu once and for all. Somebody, I heard a lecture, said that somebody takes the role of Prahlad in a drama and somebody takes the role of Hiranyakashipu, somebody takes the role of Narasimha, and they hide inside the pillar, and Prahlad is very confidently saying Lord is there inside, because he knows. Did Prahlad know? Did Prahlad know Narasimha Dev is there in the pillar?
Yes. He believed.
How many people say he knew? How many people say he did not know? Huh? Yes, Prabhu.
He did not know. Because he's everywhere.
He believed Vishnu is there, but he is coming with the nursing there. I think वो नहीं जानते थे.
No, a devotee knows Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarasam. He's there in everything. But it was not with that pride, with that knowledge that he said. He said, yes, God is everywhere. He said, he's there. Did Hiranyakashipu know that he is there inside? No. Why? How did he know that he don't know? I'm telling you, Hiranyakashipu was a great spiritual leader. Do you know this? He knew scriptures left and right.
Yog Maya. Because of the Yog Maya mercy.
Okay, that is a different level by itself. Let's not talk of that. Because he only built that palace. He said, I built this palace. I just put some stones and cement and things like that and made. So Vishnu is not there. He had this firm faith. But Prahlad had the faith and he broke the pillar, and out of that a huge lion comes out. Why did the Lord take the form of a lion and a man?
Because that wasn't in his condition.
That was a boon. But there are only 8,400,000 species, and there is no species like half man, half lion. The Lord can change anything. Rake Krishna, Mare Krishna, Rake Ke. If Krishna wants to protect anybody, nobody can kill him. If Krishna wants to kill somebody, nobody can protect him. Anyway, so he comes out, and then they had a big fight, and the Lord was playing around with Hiranyakashipu like a cat plays with the mouth. He pushed him like that, no? And like that they were playing, and in the end, everybody said, Devata said, please kill him fast, the night is coming, and then Asuras become more powerful in the night. Do you know that? That's why Tamoguna becomes more active in night. We do all forbidden activities in the night. Why? Because we become more powerful to do those activities actually in darkness. So he said, before he becomes dark, kill him. And with the prayers of the Devatas, Hiranyakashipu was put on the lap by Narasimha Dev, and he killed Tavakara Kamala Varenakam Adbhuta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hari Jai Jagadisha Hari Jai Jagadisha Hari. Such wonderful things. He just ripped open the body of Hiranyakashipu and took that, literally it is said, Hiranyakashipu gave his heart to Narasimha Dev. He gave his heart. We all are supposed to give our heart. How? Narasimha literally put his hand inside and pulled out his intestines and his heart. So literally he gave the heart to, and that's why he became purified, if you go to see. Anyway, so this is the Leela of the Lord. I tried to complete it very fast. If I had gone the way, you should have told me earlier, Prabhu. I spent so much time in describing the mood, but the actual alcohol of, I'm not giving. So I cheated you. Please forgive me. After creating the mood, we should give the substance, no? But I gave you only one peg, huh? You should say, La pila de sakya. Give more and more. So next time, if you can call me, I will come and speak further about this. Thank you so much. It's a very wonderful thing to speak about the Lord. It's going to purify me. It's going to purify anybody who hears and anybody who asks questions. It's be purifying to that. So with this, we will cut short our lecture. If you want, we can have one question, Prabhu. Or it is, anybody has any question? Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I have a question. I'm just trying to analyze the timelines. You said Prahlad was 5 years old when he...
Okay, I know 1,000 years. He went for 1,000 years of this and he was only 5 years. See, this is the mundane material understanding we think of like this. Shall I tell you one thing? Krishna can roll so much amount of time in 1 second. Do you know how? When the gopis had Ras Leela with Krishna on Sharad Purnima for how many hours? 8 hours in the night probably. Not even 8 hours, 12 to 6 o'clock, say 6 hours. Do we know? In that 6 hours, Krishna put an entire lifetime of Brahma in that 6 hours. Are you with me? Did you understand? We cannot understand this because we are always thinking with our mundane material intelligence. Somebody asked a question like this. If Kamsa knew that the eighth child of Devaki is going to kill, why did he put them together in the jail? He could have kept them separate. Are you following? This is a very mundane. Because they think the child can be born only with a man and a wife coming together. So, if he's done 1,000 years of sacrifice, till that time he should have been 1,000 years old at least, right? If not more. How was only 5 years old? Anything is possible. You believe this or you don't believe it, Prabhu?
I believe Prahlad also is a very, very powerful God.
No, but how 1,000 years can be rolled into 5 years? You understood this?
Yeah, got it.
Anything. What is not possible for Krishna, you tell me? Is there anything which is not possible for Krishna? Then why is he the Lord? Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada this, and at this we will cut short our lecture. Somebody asked Prabhupada, because Prabhupada was becoming very, very popular in the TV channels. One reporter asked, he thought I will catch Srila Prabhupada. He said, can your Lord create a boulder? Can he create a boulder or a stone which he cannot lift? Understand the question. Can your Lord create a stone which he cannot lift? So there's a double-edged weapon here. What is that? If he says, yes, he can create, that means he'll say he can create something, but he cannot lift it. That means there's something which he cannot do. That means he cannot lift it. And if you say, no, he cannot make a stone, see, he cannot make something. So he thought it's like a catch-22 question. You know what is the catch-22 question? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Caught between the fire and the what you call the oil, you know. So Prabhupada, such a wonderful dude, he didn't think, how should I answer? Immediately as the repartee came. He said, yes, Krishna can create such a stone which he cannot lift, and after creating it, he will lift it. Are you following? He can create such a stone which he cannot lift, after creating it like this, he will lift it up. Means what? There's nothing which Krishna cannot do. He can roll millions of time into 1 second, into nothing. You know, our entire sojourn in this material world, to millions of species of life through 8,400,000 species of life is nothing compared to eternity. Are you all with me, what I'm saying? There are many things I can tell, forget it. So have this faith. Krishna can do anything. And I'll tell you a miracle which he has done in my life, I'm telling you today. To be a surgeon in Canada for a person who's come from India is literally next to impossible. And I've got a surgical post here today. I'm now a surgeon in Canada within 9 months of coming into Canada. People have passed their exams. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, boast of I don't have any abilities whatsoever. I never even came with the intention of being a surgeon here. Within 9 months, I have not passed any exams and all that. Somehow or the other, I got it. Without Krishna's mercy, nothing can happen. If he can do this, which is a very small thing, but still it is impossible to ask a doctor who is waiting for 9 years after writing all the exams they not got. And to be a surgeon, I've already operated in the operation theatre. I'm in Oshawa, a hospital called as Lake Ridge Health. Have you all heard of this? So that's the thing. So Krishna can do this. This is a very mundane example to make us believe that Krishna can do anything. Okay, so with that, we will cut short our Leela. Thank you so much for patiently listening. If I've offended anybody of your sensibilities, please forgive me. I have not done it with any intention. I have not come prepared for the class. Whatever was coming out from my mouth, it just flowed out. That's all. Thank you so much for giving submissive oral reception. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol. So let's have, I think I cut short, right? Little 10 minutes over. 6:50 till 6:35 I went on delays.